He's angry about mortgages. It's Angry Mortgage. He's swearing. He's cursing loud. He's old. He's opinionated. And he's been doing this so damn long. This program is about mortgages, and this is mortgage advice, but the advice may not apply to your situation. Contact licensed mortgage professionals for specific recommendations before you make decisions about mortgages. You may not agree with Ron, but if you don't, he thinks you're wrong. Oh, and did we say there is a lot of swearing?
Let's talk about a real horrible bunch of fuckery that went on in a small city called Burnaby, BC. Now, Burnaby, BC, I was actually born there.
Ooh, you're a native.
I was born in the Burnaby General. We subsequently moved, when I was just a little kid, we moved to North Van. Mm-hmm. But born in the Burnaby General, so I know Burnaby. Mm-hmm. I'm sort of a native. You said mm-hmm. I'm a native. So it touches Vancouver. So it touches Vancouver on one side, mm-hmm. and it's... Vancouver is actually kind of a small place geographically because it's got an inlet on one side, it's got a river on the other. Okay, so Burnaby is this just touches it. It's the next town after Vancouver. Mm-hmm. So in the province of British Columbia, the premier, who's been very tough on trying to get more housing, has put an act through the legislature in British Columbia that says, every single family lot in British Columbia, mm-hmm. we don't care what the local zoning is. You can build a 4-plex or a 6-plex on it.
Which is good.
Sure.
Yeah.
If people, it's in this sort of landlocked, very geographically restricted place like Vancouver. You need to have density. You just
mm-hmm.
need it.
Yeah.
Now, in some places, they have a lot of density. Like there's a lot of condo buildings and a lot of tall towers in parts of Vancouver, but not as much in Burnaby. There's some, but not as much. Mm-hmm. So the mayor of Burnaby decided, and the council decided, here's what we're going to do. If you want to do that, if you want to turn your single-family home into a 6-plex, you can do it. We can't control it. You can do it because mm-hmm. the province says so. Mm-hmm. We've decided on that kind of multifamily, we're going to bump the development charges. We're going to bump what you have to pay Burnaby mm-hmm. every time you want to build one. We're going to bump them by $50,000.
Oh my gosh. Did they really believe the developers are going to be the ones paying that?
Nobody does. But the mayor still ran out that lie. Mm-hmm. When the reporters came up to him and said, hey, what are you doing here? Yeah. You're killing new development. He said, no, the developers need to pay their fair share, which just proves that is becoming the biggest lie since the dog ate your homework. Okay, honestly, like that's just such a ridiculous, preposterous lie. So why did he do it? Okay, he did it, first of all, because every town, every city in Canada has an unmanageable thirst for more money because they just spend out their ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Spending at all levels of government in Canada is just out of their ass. They're just throwing money away. There's no end. It just keeps growing.
Yep.
So yeah, they'd like some money. 50 grand extra on every place. But also he knows that it will probably stop some building, right? Mm-hmm. So if his people who vote for him in Burnaby think, I don't like this idea of a 4-plex beside me.
Yeah. So
he just gave them a solution.
NIMBYism.
NIMBY bastard. Mm-hmm. Okay. Son of a bitch. Okay. Anyway, that was, by the way, one of my all-time favorite comedians was Bernie Mac, and he would say that all the time. Bernie Mac passed a few
years ago,
more than 10 years ago now. But if you ever have a chance to watch him on YouTube, I mean, it's pretty raw. It's pretty rough. Bernie's rough. Okay?
It's not for the sensitive.
No, there's no woke in Bernie. No. Like some of the stuff he said was rough 20 years ago, really rough 20 years ago. But his favorite expressions was "son of a bitch," and I do love that expression too. So anyway, this dirtbag mayor in Burnaby is saying that if it's multifamily, we're going to charge an extra 50 grand.
That's so bullshit.
It's just,
Make it even harder for people to expand their
but
own
it's just
home.
like it just never ends, right? Like no matter if one side of government just tries to do something, the other side of government just shows up and fucks with them. Okay, like it's just unbelievable. Anyhow. All right, we got viewer mail. We got to answer your questions.
This one says, I have a renewal next month. I want to switch for a better rate and put $50,000 against my mortgage when I switch.
Okay, so if I'm understanding the question, they've done some shopping. They think they can find a better deal somewhere, but they also want to put down more money to shrink $50,000 to shrink their mortgage. So the good news is that could be done. So sometimes sometimes your own bank may say something weird about it, because not everybody's a great professional, unfortunately, when it comes to the mortgage business.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could actually take your mortgage that you have, switch the mortgage. You can go to a mortgage broker. You can go to another bank. They can arrange the transfer to get a better rate. And in the transfer process, the company that does it, there's only two. There's only two transfer companies in Canada. One of them's called FCT, and the other is called FNF. So it's two F companies. No,
Hold on.
Okay. No. Both of those companies are very good companies, and they're my friends. Okay, so I know people in those companies. They're great companies. They do a great job for consumer. They really do. Like literally no bullshit. They do. FNF and FCT they save the consumer every time. Every single time. They are the lowest cost option to move a mortgage from one place to another. So those guys are heroes, but the F companies. All right. So they can take care of that. They can take the $50,000, reduce the balance, and just switch it into the new company. So the answer to that question is no problem. It can be done. No sweat.
Nice. What's going on with property tax in Ontario? I never get any new assessments. Oh, that's a good one.
I got to tell you, that is one amazing story, that thing. The last official assessment year, by the way, all the assessments in Ontario are done by an organization called MPAC. That's like a government license, sort of government organization, but that's not part of the government. It's a separate corporation, but it just does that. It just does the property value analysis. So get this. The last one that was done for the whole province, where it was all put out, issued, everybody issued the new valuations, MPAC issued it, was 2016.
Oh.
So they were going to do it. They were going to do it in 2020.
Pandemic.
But COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're still catching up, or
we don't think it might happen by the end of this year or next year, but no, not caught up. Not caught up.
If you like the pod, well, don't just sit there. Go to YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and all the other ones and like the pod. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep being angry at mortgages and swearing about mortgages. Angry Mortgage could use your support.